decimated by absenteeism.
Guys. West Indies have won a game. West Indies have won a game. It's not something that happens often. So it's something that I treasure, something that I enjoy when it does happen. But equally, I don't get too far ahead of myself because I know that a bad performance, a bad result, a bad situation within West Indies cricket is just round the corner. So I enjoy it whilst it lasts. But overall, I mean, listen, this is a shock. You think about West Indies cricket, you think about Bangladesh. West Indies should be beating Bangladesh every day of the week. We can talk about the history of these two nations every day of the week. But such is where West Indies cricket has fallen to. This is a tough fixture. It's a tough series. We go over to Bangladesh, and Bangladesh are the favourites. Now, credit to Bangladesh. Bangladesh have improved within international cricket in the last 10, 20 years. Credit to them. But I think it's also an indictment. It's an indictment of how far we have fallen as West Indies, that we can't be sure, and we're having to celebrate wins against Bangladesh. Listen, back in my day, I sound like an old guy. Back in my day, when we played Bangladesh, I didn't even watch the matches. I checked the score on CFAX, Teletext. I might Google it. And you see how you've beaten Bangladesh. It was only when we went on a strike. This is actually the time when Kemar Roach came into the side. There was a strike because of internal issues in West Indies. There's always internal issues. And a few kind of young players and inexperienced players that got called up for this tour. And we went over there, we lost 2-0. It was the first time we ever lost to Bangladesh in a test series. And it seems like ever since then, the trajectory for them has been going like that, whilst ours has been going like that. And especially when it comes to us playing Bangladesh, I'm going to be honest, when it comes to test matches, when we play Bangladesh in Asia, they are there, we're down here. When we play at home, of course, we're up here, they're down there. But in neutral places, we talk about ODIs, for example, we lost to them in the World Cup. Like, the games are, you can't call it. That is how far West Indies have fallen. You cannot call a series against Bangladesh. We played the ODI series. We got spanked 3-0. Every match was a blowout, really. Like, we didn't have a chance. So I went into this game, and I'm going to be honest, in this series, for the test series, I wasn't expecting much. The team that we came out with we had Craig Brathwaite, he was captaining because Jason Holder wasn't out. And of course, with all this COVID stuff going on as well, there's a few players who are in, new players who are in, a few debutants, and there's a few of the senior players who have decided not to travel. Same thing happened when we came to England. We lost the series 2-1, but we got a good win in the first match. And a few of them decided not to travel. So there's only so much you can do. Same when we went to New Zealand. But we're having to make do with a bad situation with the whole COVID. But generally, West Indies always seem to find themselves in a bad situation. But anyway, this team was Craig Brathwaite as captain, John Campbell. Then we had a few debutants in Shane Mosley, Nkrumah Bonner, and Kyle Mayers. And we're going to get onto them three, specifically those two that I just mentioned. Then we had Jermaine Blackwood, Joshua Da Silva, recently introduced. He played in I don't think he played in the England series. No, Dowrich was there, but he played in the New Zealand series. Rakim Cornwall. Anyway, let me not say too much about him. Kemar Roach, Jamel Warrican, we've seen a bit of him in the past, and Shannon Gabriel. So it's a bit of a mixed bag in terms of some experience and some real inexperience as well. But based on the ODI series, I couldn't see anything but a beating. And then the game was coming on, I think, about 3 a.m. my time. I'm going to get to your comments in a bit, Sammy. The game was coming about 3 o'clock my time. And I'm like, well, I'm not waking up to watch us. To watch us play Bangladesh, because for me, it's still not a big fixture. I don't see it like that. So it's not worth me getting up. Plus, me getting up to see Bangladesh beat us. To see Bangladesh give us a thumping. Nah, sir. I was not planning on waking up for that. And you look at the first innings, we got bowled out for 259. I'm like, writing's on the wall. But you know, Kyle Mayers, he made a mark in that first innings, making 40 of 65 balls. Jermaine Blackwood, he got 68 of 146, which was it's a pretty slow innings for him. Like a strike rate of below 50, that was a surprise. And maybe how he played in the second innings was what's the word? Like a reaction to how he played in the first, because maybe the first was so slow that he was like, I gotta go win. But we'll get on to the second innings in a bit. And Joshua De Silva, he made 42. So those are the standout. Oh, sorry, of course. How can I forget Craig Brathwaite, captain at the top of the innings, 76. He made off 111 balls, 68 run strike rate, which is a decent strike rate for him, the general way that he plays. So first innings, a few good shoots, you know, a few players who scored, got a couple half centuries, etc. But 259 was never going to be a good score. And then Bangladesh come into bat. And Bangladesh, that was in response to Bangladesh's first innings. 103. 103 they had made in their first innings. And that was mainly by Mehdi Hassan. He made 100. Sorry, I'm saying 103. He made 103. 430 they made in their first innings. Mehdi Hassan, he made 103. And Shakib Al Hassan, who at one point, I'm not sure if it's still the case now, but at one point he was ranked as the #1 all-rounder in the world. Now, the benefit to us is the fact that he wasn't able to bowl. He bowled 6 overs in the first innings, and he wasn't able to bowl in the second innings. So I think that played a massive part in how this result went. Massive, massive part. But it is what it is. No, we had players out for whatever reason. They've got players who can't perform all the full capabilities for whatever reason. That's their business. But they made 430. So, of course, we need 230 to avoid the follow-on. Made 259. And then Bangladesh come out again. Of course, they're like, you know what? Let's go make some runs quickly, set them a target, and see if we can bowl them out. And as Sammy says in the comments, how dare Bangladesh declare and try bowl us out? That's a diss. And I agree. And it's the same thing I said at the beginning. How far have we fallen? That Bangladesh dare declare their innings and say, go on, let's bowl these Windies out. Let's bowl these men from the Caribbean out. It's a sad indictment. It really is of where West Indies cricket is. So they've gone into their second innings looking for fairly quick runs. You know, we get a few wickets early. Cornwall picked up 2. Gabriel picked up 1 as well. So it kind of stunted what they wanted of, because they wanted to score quickly, build up a big innings, a big lead, and put us into bat. So getting those 3 wickets early, I think we had them about 33 for 3. But again, you know, when we're on top, we never seem to be able to ram home the advantage. We don't seem to be able to do that. We give the opposition back, let them get back into the game, whether it's drop catches, poor bowling, poor DRS reviews, whatever it might be, poor fielding. We just don't keep our foot on their necks, and that's been a problem for West Indies for a long time. So as it was, Monimel Hack, their captain made 115, and Linton Das, he made 69. Shakib Al Hassan didn't actually bat in the second inning, so that kind of was a writing on the wall for him of any hope that he was going to bowl for them in the second innings. But the fact is, as I said, they declared with us needing 395 we needed to win, which is just under the world record. The world record for, obviously, of course, we made a world record of 418 all those years ago. So I think 395 on a wearing pitch in the subcontinent, I think they were very, very confident of bowling us out. And I think they should have been confident. With all the inexperience that we had, the way we batted in the first innings, I expected to lose this game. As Madrid says, I lost hope after the ODIs. So did I. I had no faith, none. at all. I turned it on to watch. I'd watched little bits, just a tune in here, tune in there, but I only turned it on to watch when they got through, I think, lunch on the 5th day, and I was like, okay, let's see what happens. I wasn't even thinking about the win, you know. I thought, let's bet out the day, and see where we end up. You know, if we're close, cool, but don't be giving away your wickets. You're right. Yeah, it wasn't shown on the UK. I had to get a stream, and I got a stream. It was mad because as the game's coming to the end, my stream went down, so I was frantically searching. So I've got something now that should be secure for the rest of the series, or the last match anyway, which is actually starting at 3 a.m. tomorrow morning for us over here. But yeah, we went to that last day, and I thought, yeah, we got no chance. At the time, we had Nkrumah Bonner and Kyle Mayers at the crease. Craig Brathwaite, John Campbell, Shane Mosley, they all got out to Mehdi Hassan. He had 3 wickets at the top of the innings. They had a 59 for 3. So I think it's going to be a long day. But when they survived the morning session, I think we scored about 80 odd in the morning session. I thought, okay, maybe we can get through the next session and Jermaine Blackwell can do a thing and see if we can chase this down. But again, I weren't thinking it. All it was going to take was one wicket, and the collapse. Because in the first innings, we were 250 for 5, and we ended up getting bowled out for 259, something along those lines. It was so poor. So I'm thinking one wicket, but that one wicket never came. It just did not come. And Nkrumah Bonner, 86 of 245. Solid bat time, make runs. You know, you assess how many overs have you got, how much runs per over. If we just stay at the crease, the runs will come. You don't need to, you cannot knock off 395 in 10 overs. So there's no point trying to go 4-4-6-6. You bat time and the runs will come. He makes 86. Jermaine Blackwell comes in. I'm thinking, all right, cool. Now at the point when he came in, maybe let's push on a bit. Let's push on and try and get some runs. He comes charging down the wicket, bowled through the gate. I'm thinking, oh God, not this again. Unfortunately, Joshua De Silva came in and he wasn't planning on giving his wicket away. He gets 20 off 59. Kemo Roach came on a bit later when the game was nearly done. But the guy I want to speak about, the guy that we have to really, this is his win. Without him, he made 40 in the first innings. But without him, this win is not possible. And that person is none other. And I said none other than, it's a debutant, but it's none other than Kyle Mayers. Who is Kyle Mayers? I ain't got a clue. I don't know who he is. I ain't heard of him. I ain't seen him play. I don't study the domestic cricket in a way that I used to because, in all honesty, I don't have the hope that this team is gonna really produce on a large scale. So it's like someone comes in from the academy, from the domestic setup. They come in, they make a few runs, get the technique gets found out, and they disappear again. Halam Madrid says he knows him from CPL. I only really started watching CPL consistently last season. I didn't really watch before, and then again, I don't watch every game. So I'll watch a few of the games when I see some of the main West Indies players to see how they're doing. And you might have the odd one that kind of stands out. I did not know who this guy is, but this guy comes in and he makes a century, and you're like, all right. And I said, he made a century. I'm like, cool. You got the century now. Get your head down. Get your head down and go again. And after he got the century, he started playing a few rash shots. And I said, nah, just get your head back into the game. And he did exactly that. Went on and got a double century on debut in the 4th innings of a test match in Asia. A 4th innings alone is already tough. I think there's only 2 players who have done that in match-winning situations. Him, and I want to say Gordon Greenidge. I think he's a 6th player to do it in general in the 2nd innings of a match, but to do it in the 4th innings of a test match on a pitch in Asia are wearing, I think it was Chittagong we played in. Is that correct? I think it was Chittagong. To go and get a double hundred, a match-winning double hundred not out, unbelievable. So listen, this ain't me saying by any stretch of the imagination West Indies are back. This is not me saying that at all. You know, we even have to go and finish off the job. There's one more match to go. And knowing the way that West Indies have been in recent years, we would win this game. Everything looks good. And all of a sudden, we lose the next game. We get battered by innings. That's just West Indies. That's what we do. So I'm not resting my laurels. I'm not getting ahead of myself. But when you have debutants like Bonner, like Mayers, putting in the work to win this match, I have to be happy. I have to congratulate it, and just hope that they as individuals can build on it. Whether West Indies as a nation, as a cricket team build on it, I don't know. I've seen these false dawns many times with many players. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. But it's good to see that some inexperienced debutants have come in and they're willing to get their head down and do what they need to do to win a match for West Indies in a test match, a match or a format of the game which is dying, but there are a lot who still want to keep it going, and I hope that it does continue well into my age, well into my old age. I want to see test cricket survive. You know, we see the England-India match recently. That was a good match of test cricket. A brilliant win for England in India, but a very good match of test cricket. You have Pakistan, South Africa. You have 3 matches all pretty much finishing on the same day, all going to the 5th day. West Indies were the only team that actually chased down their result. The other teams got bowled out. But for me, yeah, we see where we go. See if we can even secure this win. If we can get a win in the second test, of course, you win a 2-0 whitewash, or just get a draw. Make sure you don't, Phil Simmons came out and said, we go into that 5th day, giving ourselves an opportunity to win. If you go into the 5th day with an opportunity to win, you should be able to leave the 5th day without losing. And that's what we need to be aiming for. You go to win and make sure you don't lose. Don't play for the draw. Because you play for the draw, you probably end up losing. Play for the win. If you end up with a draw, you win the series. I might pay a bit more keen interest in this one to see how these players go again. I want to see Craig Brathwaite. I didn't really see much in terms of his captaincy because I'm not too happy with Jason Holder's captaincy at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see when Jason Holder is available. I'm sure he was going to get the captaincy back, but I'm just not happy with his captaincy at the moment. Neeks, what if he does a Carlos Brathwaite and we never hear from him again? Listen, that Ian Bishop commentary, his commentary is brilliant. His commentary is brilliant. Was it a kiss of death that he gave to Carlos Brathwaite? No, I'm not going to put it down on him, but he has not lived up to the hype that he gave us in that first, that T20. He did have a very, very good innings, a century in Manchester. I was there live in the World Cup, which he was just unable to take us across the line. But that's the thing, West Indies cricket. A lot of players come and go. And I'm hoping that some of these debutants have come in and they're here for the long run. And to be fair, in the last few years, we've had a lot of players who are willing to dig in and play and commit to the West Indies. It's just a question of quality as well. Quality has been a big issue, let alone availability of squad, etc. So, listen, big up Kyle Mayers, double century on debut in the 4th innings to win us the match in Bangladesh. Yes, it's just Bangladesh, but that's where we are right now, and that's what we have to accept. So we have to take every game as it comes, every win as it comes, and appreciate it. Appreciate the players who are willing to travel in these times and represent our nation across the world. And hopefully, in the second test, they can do us proud again, get the result we need. Get the result we need and win the series and take that trophy, take that success back to the Caribbean. I want to see a good performance more than I even look at the result. I want to see a good performance from it. There's a few players that probably need some runs as well, who do kind of let the side down a little bit. A few of the bowlers need a good innings in terms of with the ball. I want to see that as well. And I also want to see a good team effort in the field, not dropping catches like we did in that first innings. A good overall team performance. And the result, you see what the result happens. You do all the basics right, and you see how the result turns out. So that's what I want to see from the boys in the second one, and hopefully we can get the result to go with it. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. West Indies, I got your back. 3 a.m. is a bit of a rough one for me to watch, but I got your back. I'll be keeping a small one eye open on the result of this test match, and I'm sure I'll be back with the review after the second test and the series as a whole. Peace.